Mrs. Roth, you want to answer the questions? Okay, go ahead, kind of. Because Mrs. Roth is the one on the ground.
Here for like a couple hours a week, so he's asking for your friendship. Good luck. Laughing because he knows.
You guys are related, no?
Just keep a little bit. This is my brother, Baruch Hashem. So it's right now we have one fifth grader, and it goes all the way to 11, and there are small classes.
And there are many students that want to come for younger grades that we need more support to make happen.
Right. Do you have any specific questions?
We're in,
How many kids?
Okay, so yeah, like how many?
23 altogether.
23. Okay. And yeah.
And a lot of support for each child. If, you might have, in other schools, like you have one teacher and 24 kids. We have 24 teachers and 3 kids because you really need support for each child to see how they could learn and how to help them. And a resource room is, of the 7 kids when they're learning a lesson, if they need a break, where are they going? They go to the resource room to either learn there in a quieter space or to, play a game with their resource person just to kind of get back, regulate themselves and go back to class.
And what about as far as like the curriculum? It's a lot of like math, science, this. Like, what's the?
So in general, basically, a lot of the kids have challenges with reading, like for text-based, for Hebrew, for example. So Baruch Hashem, Rabbi Levin, he's very good at doing the comprehension, getting the comprehension and the chassidus and the philosophy of Yiddishkeit and making them really feel what's going on. And we also have a teacher who's teaching them the language base, because you want to have both, because if they're sitting in class and they're struggling all day when I'm translating this, it just becomes lost. And you want to really give them all aspects of it, but making sure that they're really getting a love for Yiddishkeit. That's the point, is getting a love for Yiddishkeit and taking it into their lives, because some of these kids don't know what being Jewish really means. Like it's a holiday's coming, like how does that affect me? So when they're really learning and they're feeling the Yiddishkeit and they're feeling what it means to them, that's what helps them go further. And also giving them the ability, like the teacher pulls them out to do reading. A lot of these kids know how to read, but you'd be surprised that they're not reading fluently. So we want to make sure they can read fluently. That's like the bottom line right now is reading. So we want to make sure, where are they up to in reading? Finding out from each student where they're up to, what they need to kind of keep going. For some kids, it's being in school for 2 hours. That's their goal. Their goal is because they have a lot, maybe it's very hard for them to be in school. It's figuring out from each student what their goal is. That's basically.
I just want to interject for a second. Mrs. Roth is the best principal in Los Angeles and surrounding galaxies. And I'm saying this not because she's my sister, but because this is a reality. She actually taught me something about children, about education. A lot of kids come to our school and they have like this huge reputation of there's no way to help this kid. And they come to the school and they're doing really well. And I asked Mrs. Roth, isn't this the kid that they told us be aware of? This kid can't possibly function? And she's like, that's because the kid is not learning. If you give a child the ability to succeed, then the child calms down and they're able to actually function 100%. As long as you give them the tools on their level, as Rabbi said so eloquently before, you need a child where they are, and the child actually functions and thrives.
And how does it work with tuition? Is there like a baseline or but I'm saying, is there like a
$20,000 for tuition.
Right, but if somebody can't afford it, then you guys.
So we accept everyone. We don't.
So you guys don't. Okay.
If the child's not paying tuition, we're not.
By the way, that's the cost, I think, right? That's
the cost is
a wash.
The cost is a lot more, but that's what we ask from the parents.
Yeah.
That's what more than twice.
That's for the high school.
How many teachers do you have?
There's just, in the morning, there's 3 teachers in the morning for just the middle school, and then the high school has 1 teacher. That's 4 teachers, and then you have an assistant, and then the afternoon teachers. There's a lot of teachers kind of.
14 altogether.
Yeah.
14 teachers altogether.
Not at the same time, but throughout the day.
20, by the way, that's for the middle school and for the
Yeah.
high school? Same price.
So the concept is really helping the children, also trying to figure out how to make it effective for economically, to make sure that, because each child really could use one person to teach them all day, that would be the best. But you want to also build a unified group. The kids are coming from other places, they might have been unsuccessful in another school, and they're looking to be part of a group, they're looking to be, feeling like we're part of something. And when I come, at first everyone's like, oh, this is not for me, this is not my kind of school, I need to go back to my other school where I really belong. That's really
Or the
what happens
kids.
in the beginning. Yeah, the kids. Oh, that's really the growing pains of what happens in the beginning. For the middle school, the high school's a little different. But when they first come in, I tell the parents, until they start learning, they're going to complain. We first have to figure out what support they need. Maybe they need an evaluation. Maybe they need it could be anything that they, we have to figure out what that looks like. Whether it is social skills or different things like that. We try to figure out what that looks like. And then as they're in school, they stop saying, this school, we don't belong here. They stop saying that. You stop hearing that from them because they realize, I'm getting something. So they kind of let go of that. They feel like they're part of it. They feel connected and they feel good about themselves.
I don't need to hear any more testimony to understand that what you guys are doing is special and it's needed. My question is, how are people hearing about the school in the first place? And is there some kind of greater strategy to market the school, to grow the school in a certain way, a fundraising strategy? What are you guys thinking in terms of how the next steps are? Because it's obvious that this school has an important place in the community and is doing good work, but what does it look like? And how can we help?
Well, really, we really need a lot of more resources. I would love to have a lot more special ed teachers involved because once you have like professionals involved, like speech therapists and people who really are really in tune to the special needs of the kids, we could really, when a kid comes in, you could really help them immediately. Like, okay, this is what we're doing with them. You can kind of start the process a lot faster, which would take a lot more money also. But Rabbi Levin would have to fundraise a lot of money.
So what we would like to do, a very good question, thank you, a very, very, very good question. We want not just people tonight to contribute and to become partners with sponsoring a child's tuition and more hopefully, but we want people to be part of the leadership board and to discuss this exact question. What are we doing to market? That's exactly the question that we want to continue and God willing to make strategy, how to get the word out there. We're doing as best as we can with the resources we have to promote, but we haven't scratched the surface. People don't know about us. And as you're campaigning for Congress, I know that you're in the market of campaigning and we're open to great ideas. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Would it help if I sing the Jeopardy song?